Good evening, everybody. I'm Scott Binsack. Thank you for joining me. It is June 2nd, 2018. I'm coming to you live from Las Vegas. One of my family friends made a phone call for me. I had just gotten out of the hospital 24 hours ago and put me up in a brand new renovated suite on the 50th floor of the Palms. So I can't thank them for the phone call enough and how they've treated me. I have not been live to the public. Our Private Members Forum, yes, somewhat here and there, but really not that public for the past 3.5, 4 weeks or even longer. But in the past 3.5 weeks, I've been hospitalized, not just to the hospital, but hospitalized for several days at a time, as I have been battling a very, very serious disease. It is an autoimmune combination of two autoimmune diseases, which they believed for some time was always some type of cancer or things. And we finally got to the bottom of it. It's actually kind of worse. Point being, I have damaged my heart in the past couple of weeks. I've had the past week with another heart attack from this condition, swelling up my heart. And it was right here in this room when I got out of the hospital last time of the night. And there's actually an angel wing painted on this wall in the back. That's a big angel wing. And it happened on that couch right there. It's like very funky, brand new modern furniture in here. So, very modern furniture, purple couches and stuff like that. And I just got out of the hospital 24 hours ago. Troponins very high, and with this condition, it causes congestional heart failure. Many of you know I had a couple of heart issues and attacks that I had ablation surgery on a couple of years back. We now know what's causing it. And it's pretty intense. And again, it stems back to my 1999 auto accident. But long story short is I have acute osteomyelitis in my bones and my body. And the reason why it's spread so far is because I have something called bone to graft disease, where they have put in an ACL from someone else in my ACL, my right ACL. And there is a cell that is not like my cell, and it wasn't matched properly. And all these years, this is where it's been stemming from. So underlying that is a sarcoidosis. It caused my Addison's, and it mimics leukemia. It is actually treated like leukemia. And with the swelling that is coming with it in my body, it was running rampant, and not to where I'm on one of the strongest intravenous injection steroids. Crush these every 6 hours, shake them, put them in a needle, along with several other medications. And I'm not telling you this for it. I'm telling you everything because people know me. I'm straight up, and I've been not out. I've been working. I still work, but I have to stay in it's very back and forth, and I've been hospitalized. I even worked in the hospital because I love to work, but it's been bad. This is a very serious battle, and on that couch there, 72 hours. I just got out 20. I basically died again. And this time somebody saved my life, but I saved it, and there was witnesses here and things, and it was bad. And you're asking why I'm out already if it was bad. My troponins are very bad. I have to get to a cardiologist on Monday. And in the hospital today, if you have something like this, which is causes almost heart failure, an attack via heart failure by acute swelling and raising of the blood pressure from the heart because the whole body swells. And the damage, I had perfect surgery done. My heart was great. And this is what had happened last time with me not knowing it all these years. And it's just a very rough condition. And it is a battle every day. It's very stressful. You could be sitting here and fine. And I have my vice president out here. And we were having some lunch. I cannot eat much stuff because it creates a diabetic condition like type 1 as well. So you're battling Addison's with the adrenal failure, which is there because they're destroyed because of this. You're dealing with diabetes now, and you have the main sarcoids, which is that underlying problem where the body turns on each other and goes after the T cells go after each other. Once I get an immune suppressant in me and 2 other drugs, it will be much better, as I'm being told. But it is a very serious condition. You can drop at any time, and have. So I want to apologize, but that's why I haven't been. I love being live, and we have our new network coming out, and our news network is out so everybody can know. MFA News .net is up, and I'm going to be going over a bunch of these stories tonight. not going to stay long. I'll probably do an hour. I'm going to go over the main news. But MFAnews.net is up. There's an app being built for it now. A very, very cool app. So you'll be able to do that. You'll also be able to tie in to the TV network through there as well, which is almost pretty much wrapped up. And I'm very excited about that. Also, any members, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm telling the public, MFA has now moved into 3 types of membership tiers and business affiliation as well, because we have a new social platform coming out to compete with Facebook, MFA Social. But to move up in the private group, which is a private forum attached there too, MFA is allowing members who were underground, are now gold members, move up to Sapphire without paying the buy-in fee, the one-time fee, if you $100 or more, and many have done it. I'm asking you if you want to do it now. You save $125, because once this is formed out and we start marketing this along with what we have coming out, especially with Survival Group and other things, I'm going to leave it at that. It's going to go. It's going to go bad. I'm so glad somebody thought it was funny that I was sick on there. I just love how this country has come where people are just that fucking evil to wish someone else like death or sickness or health. I don't even care my worst enemy. I wouldn't do that, because there's a difference between me and you. Okay? I have a soul. You don't. But never mistake kindness for weakness. It's always those who laugh who you're going to die a miserable death. Understand. What comes around goes around. And you learn that in life. And until you're man enough or woman enough to learn that, don't even come talk to me. Don't come near my wall. Don't do anything, because you're not even worth shining my shoes. Okay? Because the best lessons I ever learned in life were from failure. And by looking myself in the mirror and being a man. Something we need to do in this country, and look this country in the face and see where we're at, because we're in chaos right now. And it's just maddening. And one man believes he's above the law. And I want to say something. I keep hearing from people, MFA flip-flops too much. Flip-flop. No, we don't flip-flop. MFA has stopped supporting Donald Trump or either party since the election. It's been very clear. We will share the news from all over, both sides, all parties, all the above, and we're in the process now of opening up MFA Independence, the MFA Independence Party. And it's a real political party, being formed, everything, with the super PAC with it and all. Independents are growing in this country faster than freaking weeds, because they're tired. Millennials included in this, they're tired of the left, the right, the bullshit, the lies, the propaganda, the hate, the back, not even following our basic standards of democracy in this country. Congress does whatever they want on their side. Congress says, if people haven't seen the greatest breakdown in government in the history of the United States, I don't know what to tell you. And one man keeps thinking he's above the law. So I'm going to report on Hillary, Trump, and above. We are the truth in the middle. Bottom line, as should all of you. People want to change this, get out of both parties, open your eyes, see what's going on, pay attention, and make a difference by becoming an independent and vote in real people who want an honest change in this country that are not affiliated or tied to either side. And that's what people should be doing to make a difference in this country, not keep voting the same parties in and out and getting the same circus act from both. Okay? Donald Trump's on a pardoning ring, what do you think he's doing? There's no other president that's ever come on and pardoned so many people so fast. He's sending a message. Don't rat on me and I'll take care of you. Don't rat on me and don't tell you. And the far right has got their head so far up his ass, they can't even pay attention to what's in front of them. Watch what comes out, by the way. He's going to get subpoenaed, okay, to the grand jury. And then he puts out, they leaked those documents to the New York Times, just so you know, I know for a fact. The documents came from the lawyers of Donald Trump. They leaked the documents to the New York Times because Donald Trump knows he's getting hit, okay? And he's trying to protect his son as well. Now, he admitted that he did, write that email, quote that email for his son in the plane, yet they all denied it. The son denied this. People, they lie through their teeth to you as American people, and you sit there and believe it and take it because you think he's some almighty God because you got a little bit of money in your paycheck. Check those gas pumps out. Watch where those big raises go while big companies shut down like Harley Davidson, firing people. I can go down the lines, listen. Yeah? This is all for the big companies and Trump's people himself. The other side, New World Order. Bottom line. Same thing if Hillary got in there, it would be the same thing. The only way through is in the middle. The only way through is for Americans and people to take a stand in the middle, or you're not going to stop the madness. You will not stop the madness until you face the music. And facing the music is both sides are dirty, both sides of the New World Order. And instead of playing their game, you need to beat them at their game. Pay attention. And you tell me, it doesn't matter. I don't care all these things. Donald Trump did this. And the integrity and democracy and heart and liberty of this country has been ripped out. People are that foolish to throw away good morals and values that this country was built on in hard work, sweat, blood, and tears, and death of military men and that to protect this country. Okay? They're eroding every day. First Amendment's eroding every day, and you guys keep pushing and helping Donald Trump on the fake press narrative. The more you push the fake press narrative, and when CNN is telling the truth, and they do, I fact check them. Our fact checkers have fact them. CNN, once in a blue moon, you might find it. Fox and them are pushing all Rupert Murdoch, Donald Trump propaganda, and that's how it goes. Do your homework on Rupert Murdoch and Donald Trump. Very close. Just like Pecker from the Inquirer. If you don't have enough logic and brains to figure out what's going on, and you're going to chase either party up a tree all the way to the top, and just learn that the tree's not strong enough to hold you, then go right ahead. You'll go around in circles the rest of your life, being stressed out about the same thing and then distracted by the same thing. And they keep doing what they do, robbing you, robbing us, okay? And taking rights away, money away, all the above. So keep playing into the drama. The country's getting worse and worse as far as hatred, bigotry, financial tip, okay? The heartland of this country and farmers and all the above are paying the price, and they're going to keep paying the price, and it's going to get ugly. And that's your hidden tax of inflation. Trump's going to keep kissing Saudi Arabia's ass no matter what, along with Israel. It's part of this very big deal. The gas price will stay up until the Saudis fund what they need. They're about to start building the biggest city in the world, eco-friendly, smart city in the world. It's in $100 billion or something ridiculous. They don't have the kind of money to do this. Saudi Arabia was going broke a little while ago. That's why they rounded up X amount of people, robbed them too. And this is a great country that we support. The ones that were behind 9/11 too. Or our CIA, they're Mossad. Same thing here with the shootings. You'll be seeing a piece of that come out, and then we were looking at, for sure, I'll be back to green screens and things. It's portable green screen, but I just got a thing, and then our main studios and offices we're getting. So we'll be live out of there as well. But being independent is being smart. It's looking at seeing both sides for the truth and stop playing into the pyramid agenda, because that's what they want you to do. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on in the news right now. Some of it bizarre. I fully believe Hawaii's getting ready to blow. Hawaii is definitely getting ready to blow. And it could be at any time. It could be, but I think it's coming very, very soon. One of the top breaking stories, Trump lawyer's letter argues he could not have committed obstruction. What you're looking at here is a leak from his lawyer to the New York Times. Donald Trump making his case before the public, before he even got to trial. That's all this is. He's setting up the point. Okay? He's setting up the next part of this bullshit situation because he knows what's coming. That's the only reason why to do this. And if people don't get that, I don't know what to tell you. Okay? There's going to be a battle going on here. And there already is between both sides. One way or the other, they're going to get the truth out about this man, and it's not going to be made up. The truth's going to come out about Hillary and Comey, as we had to test, and McCabe, all going to come out as well. Both sides are going down in this. Trump's own lawyers say Trump wrote White House response to Trump Tower meeting. Trump had just admitted, as Trump's lawyer, that's Trump, just admitted that everything he said about the email from Junior on the plane was all a lie, and that Junior lied before Congress as well. What they're doing is putting this out there for you because they know he's going to be charged for it. So what they're doing is setting up the point, and they're setting up the event. And when you set up the event, that's what happens. Sorry, somebody's coming to the door. When you set up the event, they're putting the mark out there to set up the event, just like they did here. And you'll see that with the Vegas shooting show final. I'm going to explain to you how they set the event up. Then they set up the conspiracy to go with that event. And then the event takes place. And what you're seeing here is they're telling you now, The truth is going to come out in Mueller's report, and they're going to charge him with obstruction, and it's going to be Junior lying, Trump lying, that to obstruct this investigation, and this has everything to do with it, with the above. So it's the same thing, and it's common sense. Hawaii tourism hit hard by Kilauea volcano eruption. These people, all they're caring about is tourism, as large chunk of this island is ripping apart and getting ready to, push its ass gas into space, okay, and destroy a lot of people around it. And you're worried about tourism right now? Who the hell would want to go near Hawaii with an active volcano ripping apart fissures all around, and those fissures get bigger and bigger and other problems and lava coming up, and now the tube just sank in. So get ready. So it just doesn't make any common sense. Kim Jong-un's extra-large letter to Trump sparks reaction. Another lie. Vance comes out on the plane, says, "Oh, you would love to see this letter. It's a really good letter." Then he says he never read it. The guy's psychotic, and he's deliberately doing it. Believe me, he's very smart. They're deliberately doing this. Same thing with Rudy Giuliani. Let them pick up the headlines. That's all they want, is the other news networks to pick up headlines. Distraction, go over here. Because if they think they can make this into a circus like they have against Mueller and all these conspiracy theories, everybody will think the evidence against Donald Trump is fake. And that'll be that. And that's very sad. There's not a way in the world that hundreds of all those people could make up all the stuff that they have in the bank records and all the above. So pay attention to that. You're telling me these banks made up all these records and went back years and got all these records, and you said they made them up too? You can't have a hoax if there's no hoax. What's the hoax if you got the evidence? You have people that have pled guilty, been indicted, pled guilty already, and have been cooperating with the FBI. If they were innocent, and they have really good lawyers, these guys, do you think they would allow them to cooperate and plead guilty with the FBI? Of course not. But people don't ask themselves these logical questions. They jump on the internet and they go, "Oh my God, I love Trump. He's being set up. There was a spy." You found out there was no spy. It was a bunch of bullshit. They started before with the Russians, like I told you. Trump's team happened to come into that, and rightfully so, because they were dealing with the Russians. And that's the truth. That is the truth. It's not a hoax. And then they'll say, "Well, what about Hillary? Hillary needs to go to jail." That's great. Hillary goes to jail. Donald Trump still gets away with murder and robbing the American people. The greatest con in American history, which is robbing this election. Okay? And he's getting away with it, and he's still conning it. He's still conning it. And even as the evidence comes out that it's real, people still don't want to believe it because that's fake news. It's from CNN, New York Times, and they're the best ones out there, sorry to tell you. If you fact check them, they're right. New York Times, New York, Washington Post, they brought down Nixon. I guarantee they'll bring down Trump. And that's what the war is. Donald Trump is using every bit of power he has to go after his enemies, help his business associates, help himself, do whatever, and it's going to keep showing it. They know how bad this guy is. And for America should be disgraced to support this man and what he does, all because of the almighty dollar. Where's the wall? You're never getting this wall, I'm telling you right now. Where's your medical health care? You're not going to get medical health care anyway. Right? You got a bunch of executive orders and hardly any bills passed through the House and Senate. That's it. And as soon as somebody else comes in, those bills can be ripped the hell right out. Those executive orders can be ripped right up. And if they take back the House in November, and I talk both sides, not flip-flop, both sides, then you're in for a rude awakening. The legendary Second World War plane, Memphis Belle, is going to be restored to its former glory. Samantha Bee addresses Ivanka Trump insult at award show. I should probably have a filter. This is the kind of stuff that goes on. This one says this. Roseanne Barr gets fired for this. She's a pig anyway. You never could stand her. White trash. You could take never mind. You could take the man and woman out of trailer park, but you ain't taking the trailer park out of the man and woman. And this has got nothing to do with anybody's trailer park. I'm just saying. I lived in a trailer park. 14 governors threaten to sue if Trump administration cuts Planned Parenthood funding. Donald Trump has more lawsuits against him than any other person, basically in the United States, at one time, and as the president. Trump's lawyers say we'll fight Russia probe subpoena. This is where I told you. This is going to keep coming out. And this is coming out in the Jerusalem Post, which ties into us, which is because it's a vetted source of true news. And we deal with Jerusalem and Channel 2 news over in Jerusalem. So, North Korea, they're going to fight a subpoena. This is the president wants to testify. And then they'll go, well, what lawyer would want him to testify? No, you can't testify and ask the questions because he wants to keep stalling this out. He's going to fire Rosenstein very shortly. Trust me, he's going to fire Rosenstein. I know, they're told. He's going to be fired, and I know in my head. He's going to fire Rosenstein, and he's going to go after Mueller, and he's going to show everybody, and he's going to pardon everybody thereafter, and it's going to walk away free. And then New York State's going to step in, and all that's going to get rocked. Or the House flips over, and you're going to have even a bigger problem. North Korea to get relief only after variable, irreversible steps. They have to go through this. I believe this talks is now Trump has changed his whole view on these talks. That the first meeting might take a couple of meetings. We may not get what we need, and so you're seeing him change course on this because there's no guarantees in this, and I don't believe he's going to get what he wants from Kim. And it'll be a start. Everybody will praise him. All this great shit. Kim is playing him right into his hands. I'm telling you right now. And they're using his own ego and his own nuttiness against him. Same thing like what's going on with McCabe. Comey had to testify against McCabe. I told you all that stuff's going to come out too. Why do people go left and right? People like drama now. People like to fight now. People are nasty at one another now. People are jealous of people constantly, worse now than ever. People, did Martha Stewart say she'd refuse to accept a pardon from prison? Martha Stewart's just breaking. Let's see what we got here. Martha Stewart allegedly is, I guess, saying that she will not accept a pardon from Donald Trump. Wow. See? This is both sides. I don't believe he should be pardoning all these people either, especially Bogdanovich from freaking Illinois. But holy Christ, guy's a total jerk. Twitter account with a specific approach to satire gained attention online, seizing on a report concerning President Donald Trump and Martha Stewart. On May 31st, the account BNW Breaking News posted a link to a news story published by The Hill, reporting that the president was considering issuing a pardon for Martha Stewart, who was convicted in 2004 making false statements to federal investigators, conspiracy, and obstruction. But the parody BNW Breaking News account added that their own update to the story, quote, saying Stewart is saying she refused to accept the punitive pardon. Says she will not accept the pardon from Trump, although my prosecution was overzealous. I can't be party to what this country is becoming. Neither can I. This pardon will ruin my reputation, she added. Alternative facts, Martha Stewart, Dinesh Sarkozy, and Make America Great Resist. Pay attention. So, she allegedly is going to do that. I actually know Martha Stewart, Long Island. She's done decorating projects with her when she was younger, things like that. But I don't think she'll accept it. So, good story. And I wouldn't accept it either. It's all being done under false pretenses. This is all being done under false pretenses. These pardons are coming because he's sending a message. And if you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you all, and he laughs in your face every day. He's a nasty man, just what I tell you. And I'm sorry we ever supported him. And I would never support that rotten B-I-T-C-H Clinton either. Nuts, both of them. App fact check. Fabrications of Trump and his critics. This is another good article on MFA. People want to know JavaScript has been able to view it goes through the whole thing. Trump's lawyers, amazing. They come out and admit that Trump lied because they know it's coming, so they figure they'll throw all the truth out there before, change the narrative, and so when the shit hits the fan, people go, all right, he already said he did it, no big deal. Do you understand the psychological madness that is going on in the political arena today with this man in the White House and his crew of cronies and wannabe mobsters? Okay? There's a lot of angry mobsters at Donald Trump, Cohen, and the above, and Cohen's got a lot of information on a lot of Russian, especially, and even Italian people. Italian mob. There's a lot in all this. And if Cohen flips, he's in witness protection. I'm just letting you know. Trump's Spygate claim is his latest off-target salvo at Russia probe. What is breaking now? Now, I want to show everybody on MFA News. You can go to whatever you like, and the app is being built now. So, be able to do whatever you like. Cross and go to all the direct. Every news is in here, fed from all top vetted sources, and then we have our own writers and own reporters. You can get into MFA TV. This is just a temporary hookup right now. You'll be seeing us professionally stream to every internet channel and Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all at the same time. No one else can do that. We can. MFA Social's underway, being built. and it's a very big build, and it will do very well against Facebook. Facebook has 2 billion plus users. We only get 2% or 1% of that margin. We're already a success, and it will go over well with private vetted social media, non-data gathering, with the same features and even more than Facebook, or even better at times. And we'll keep updating and doing it as well. And it's totally private, safe. You don't have to worry about any of your pictures. You don't have to worry about being bullied. You don't have to worry about fake profiles. You don't have to worry about if the businesses are real that are advertising in there. It's all done for you. And we have it. We have the lock on it, and it will be the first competitor to Facebook for it. You can come up top here. You get breaking, featured, go to world, national, politics, environment, space. Space has 2 categories because we follow Planet X news, space news, business and money. Health will come down, all health, men's health, women. Weather's going in here as well. It's a little bit slow. It's on its main servers, but we are just tuning everything up. And this will be some cosmetic changes, cleaning out some stuff that I don't like. The full weather 24/7, that our own columnists, our own everything that goes in there as well with them that are exclusive to MFA. And we're here on MFA Business and Money News. Dog dies during Delta Airlines layover mission. Horrible. Sunday, June 3rd, Delta is investigating the death of Pomeranian that flew into Detroit. Saturday, Trump nominates Jeffrey Starks as FCC commissioner. A fan paid $3 million for a lunch with Warren Buffett, but you can get his best advice for free. Unbelievable. Somebody paid $3 million to have a lunch with Warren Buffett. You really must be desperate and waste $3 million to have that's funny shit. $3 million to have lunch with Warren Buffett. All you gotta do is know somebody who knows somebody and make a phone call and take care of it. I don't know. Unbelievable. Sorry. I find that funny. A dog dies during Delta Airlines voyage later. I'm curious about this story. It's hitting a lot of major outlets, including us getting it right away. Our news comes over just as fast unless it's a story from a private blog or one of the other ones on there. But MFA's news Twitter feed is up as well. So you can get all your news from Twitter. You just come on here, come up top, Twitter's up here. And you'll be seeing MFA Business show up on here as well. The owners, Michael Delgrazi and his girlfriend, were moving from Phoenix to New York and decided to put their 8-year-old Pomeranian, Alejandro, on a plane so they could pick the dog up at Newark Airport. I fly in there all the time. During a layover in Detroit, Alejandro was held in the cargo facility. There was a stop in Detroit at 6 a.m. Alejandro was checked on. He was alive. Then between 8 a.m. and 8:30 a.m., he was checked on again, and he was dead, said Delgrazi's attorney, Evan Ocean. He was checked on again, and he was dead. Jesus. Delta spokesman Lisa Helsted said the dog was discovered with vomit and fluids in the cage. The family is very upset. This is essentially their family member who died. To say that they are upset is a gross understatement. Delta released a statement saying it's conducting a thorough review of the situation and has been working with Alejandro's owners to support them however possible. We know pets are an important member of the family, and we are focused on the well-being of all animals we transport, the statement said. As part of that review, we want to find out more about this, why this may have occurred, to ensure it doesn't happen again. And there's several related animal dog incidents on airlines this past year, over the past 12 months as well, that has been going on. Seems to be becoming a problem, or delivering the animal to the wrong state, or the above. You come over here to health, you find men's health, women's health. Our Twitter account shows this. There is an MFA Pinterest for MFA news as well, being run, so you'll get news fed into Pinterest and other items from MFA and other corporations of MFA, Survival Group, Social Group, Development, Atlas, as well. Every state has news as well for Facebook and that, and it also has news on here for the state pages. So you can go to your state or type in search and you'll find those stories. These are vetted, safe stories. That's what this is set up for, and our own journalists and our own writers and reporters and things of that nature. These are not from sources that are not vetted or the story's not been vetted. I'm not going to tell you how it automatically works with the algorithm, but it does. These are true news sources. Like I said, it's a little slow right now, but on yours it might be even better. Breaking in the Middle East. The Middle East could use less warfare and more capitalism. Jet fighters, smart bombs, terrorism, and ethnic cleansing have not exactly improved the Middle East. No, not at all. Yet the perennial world trouble spot is not without failure. Obviously not nightmare in the Middle East. It's going to continue to grow in the Middle East, and you can see them push Iran war. And as Israel is still targeting and rocketing, as they're claiming, Hezbollah's targeting and marking them, they want the land in Syria, and Syria's now, Bashar al-Assad's forces are saying they're not going to they want to take over another big part of Syria, and that they're going to go across the offensive, and that the Americans that are there got to go. You're going to get that hotbed's going to continue to get hot, and North Korea is going to be a meeting. They're going to go back and forth, make a nice show out of it, the both of them, get something possibly out of it to get to the next, but he's not going to fully denuclearize, and that's going to be part of the plan too. When he says denuclearize, he's going to step it down over X period of time. Adventurous young present opportunities for Aussie beef in Middle East. Key opportunities for Australian beef are being presented by changing demographics in the Middle East. Meat and livestock. What they're doing is a changing demographic to grow, to have cattle in the Middle East. So the planet's changing. Saudi Arabia says 17 detained for undermining kingdom security. Saudi Arabia on Saturday, and if you want to read the whole article, I'm just breezing through them to bring you the news around the world pretty fast, and I'm going to go into a video as well. The Middle East is just a nightmare, and people keep going, hey, we ripped up the Iran deal. Wonderful, great, bad deal, a lot of it. However, you see your gas pumps? Pay attention. All those companies in Iran are now sanctioned by us without the deal, so Saudi Arabia and Kuwait can make all the money from the oil. Pay attention. And Russia cut production down, so that's what they're trying to strangle Russia as well with this whole ripping up of the Iran deal. Pay attention to the real truth and the real facts and the common sense what goes along why they're doing this. Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on Saturday, June 2nd, said it detained 17 people for undermining the kingdom's security. Gotta love living in Australia. Undermined the kingdom's security. They will round you up for anything there. In what campaigners have dubbed a sweeping crackdown against activists just weeks before a ban on women driving ends. Okay? They're about to lift the ban on women driving there, and people are going nutty. Rights groups earlier reported arrests of 11 people last month, mostly identified as women, campaigners for the right to drive and to end the controversial Islamic country's male guardianship system. Without naming anyone, the public prosecutor's office said the number of detainees stood at 17, and that 8 of them had been temporarily released until the investigation is complete. Again, just nightmare going on. You go into tech science, see what's going on over there. Then we're going to get into some major weather changing around the planet, a Hawaii volcano, and some other international major events. NASA astronaut in training featured in Netflix movie comes to Wichita Falls. Nice, good new NASA movie. They're always pretty cool. It's a great spot to come. There's great articles on it from all over the internet and vetted. Mars helicopter ready for liftoff. One station crew heads home, another preps for launch. Space station. Mars helicopter lives to rest. Dark matter may have an electrical charge. I'm sure it does. Gotta love the names. Dark matter. Dark matter. Dark matter. Dark matter. Dark matter is what they call that space that's, they don't know what is the space around the solar system. So it's a good name, dark matter. Mars helicopter ready for liftoff. That's what the story is about. NASA is preparing to send a helicopter to Mars. It will be the first heavier-than-air vehicle to fly over another world. NASA announced the Mars helicopter's mission this month, but it's been in development for years. Engineers think they found a way to fly a helicopter through an atmosphere so thin it compares to an altitude of 100,000 feet from Earth. Wow. Where no existing helicopter could possibly fly. Chopper has 2 counter-rotating blades that spin 3,000 times a minute, 10 times faster than the helicopters on Earth. If we want to get as much science as we can and as fast as we can, we need to get ready a really good look at using robots. Jim Bridenstine said. Bridenstine, NASA's new administrator, recently said the helicopter would fly attached to a rover on a mission known for now as Mars 2020. Arnold Schwarzenegger, another idiot, left home for the first time since emergency heart surgery. Thank God I didn't need emergency heart surgery. Troponins were alive. Damage on the left ventricle. Coupon Queen, packaging versus environment. Readers share their thoughts. UK to provide vital medicine and surgical equipment to struggling hospitals in Gaza. Let's see what's going on in the latest top news. Trump orders immediate steps to boost coal and nuclear plants. This is from the other day. It's the third. I mean, I saw the article come over our feed. Geez, a lot earlier. President Donald Trump on Friday directed Energy Secretary Rick Perry to take immediate steps to bolster struggling coal-fired and nuclear power plants to keep them open, calling it a matter of national and economic security. He wants to keep everybody employed and money coming in so nobody cares what he does. Same thing they did with Clinton. Hear my voice from the steroids. Trump, who has frequently promised to bring back coal jobs, believes keeping America's energy grid secure protects our national security. Really? Then how about we upgrade the grid first there, Mr. President? Our grid is in such bad condition, even a small EMP burst or even a shot from the sun, it's a little stronger than normal, black it out, and then watch what happens. Or they'll make it look like that way anyway. Public safety and economy from international attacks and natural disasters. White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders said in a statement, impending retirements of coal-fired nuclear power plants are harming the nation's electric grid and reducing its resilience. And the president wants immediate action to stop the loss of these resources. Please pay attention. All this big rush to him doing all this is to make him look like he's achieved so much when this shit hits that the far right, which I'm sure they'll do, support him till the end, even the evangelicals, do whatever, even though, he loves to even pay his prostitutes and his Playboy bunnies and do all the above. It's all in the name of Jesus, right? I'm just saying I hate hypocritical religious people. You're going to be religious, you're going to believe in God, then follow your values. Don't bullshit here one day and go do something else the next. So, just saying. India, Pakistan trades fire in Kashmir. Military news. That's why I said we have the best sources coming in. You want all the news up to date? There it is. And it will be super fast, and the mobile app is going to be so super friendly for you guys. You'll love it. It's very similar to the RTs, but nicer, and it has a live feed things of that nature. So, and our social forum will have one with the Messenger app, the whole thing, and our Messenger is kind of a lot different than Facebook. It looks almost the same, but our site is the features that it does different. So, Jesus, Marion, how slow can we load? How slow can we load? Sorry, guys. Could be my internet here at the hotel. I love this angel wing behind me. I think it's the coolest thing, and it was right over me at the right time, and I'm not exaggerating. And there was witnesses here. It was pretty bad. Very, very bad. It was worse than my first heart attack as far as how it felt. Even my echocardiogram was showing that with the ejection fraction rate, how it dropped. And thank God my heart was healthy again, because if it was not, and I'm sure there's many that are out there, good riddance. Thank you, don't worry. I'm not afraid to see the other side. You get to live in this miserable side. So death is okay with me. I've already died. I've been there. You can't do that to me. So there's not too much you can do to me if you don't like me. And that flip-flop stuff drives me nutty. But I haven't flip-flopped on anything. MFA will bring you the news from both sides, not one or the other, and even the independents in the middle, which we're pushing. All the sides are going to be shown on MFA News, even our articles, our reporting in some cases. We're working on this Montana prison case story. very big exclusive we have, and time of that is not of the, so to speak, of the essence, because it's a serious story, and the evidence involved, I want it all in perfect category before I blow the whistle on this live. We've had our whistleblower out here in Las Vegas. I'll be bringing her back, and many other people have come forward to be interviewed by us as part of this, including officials and non-officials. It is the worst sexual abuse and corruption cover-up, I believe, of a women's prison in any state, all the way up to the governor, up to 130 inmates. Very serious. They've already just been in the news there for a small part of this on the very event, but already on the news, made in investigative stories. And we have the full scoop. We have the whistleblower, as well as she's also part of MFA now as an investigator. So, please, and also just want to tell everybody, I don't know why, I'm going to refresh this. What's going on here? I'm not going to sit here and look at the screen going around. It shouldn't even be doing that. Again, it's like 10:52 here, so it could be heavy usage, but I have, it's premium Wi-Fi here. A family friend, because I had gotten out of the hospital, called, so I didn't have to do anything, got me a very nice suite. Wonderful people. I have a lot of friends here in Las Vegas. Okay, there we go. Now we're not spinning around here. Sorry, guys. We already got through that. I wanted to find out what the story is about here. Anyway, I want to tell everybody I appreciate it. I thank you for all of your prayers, your thoughts, everything. I'm going to keep doing my thing every day. We've gotten very far in this and finding out what's wrong with me, with my health, and now how to handle it. So there's a big difference after 17 years from this auto accident when this took place, and what created this. And it's kind of funny, something that saved my life is going to be probably what ends my life someday from this. And it won't be, I'm telling you, I'm a fighter. My heart did okay through this, meaning it got damaged, but not enough for surgery. I'm needing ablation surgery, and I'm on different medicine to heal it. And that's why I'm out of the hospital as of yesterday. Plus, I can't stand it. It drives me nutty. I see the doctors this week. I have too many things important in my family, my daughter, my loved ones, MFA, things of that nature. And we got a lot in the works now, and that's what makes me happy. I love to work. I love to do. I love to help. And that's where I'm at. But I can't thank everybody else enough, because this is a horrible disease to deal with. I'm doing a video on it. We're also wrapping up Vegas and then getting into the Montana prison story. These are things I want to do, and there's a nice mobile app coming for this. Please use mfanews.net. It's all vetted news. You can find everything you need here, and it's going to be better. And then our stories are going to be in there from our exclusive writers. And MFA TV is accessible from here right up top. Okay. All right on here, and it's just temporarily connected to our Vimeo business at the moment, but we will be streaming on a professional TV network platform to all internet channels and all social media at the same time, not just my shows. We can see reporters, news reports, things of that nature. My investigative show called Exposed. There's pay-per-view events coming on there for my life story. A lot of good stuff on our channel. And we're going to be filming our survival group and Atlas City builds to show people bunker building and how to convert existing nuclear-hardened missile shelters into main hubs, to that of underground condos and above earth shelter type homes connected to tunnels that go over into bunkers as well into the main facility. And we're getting lots of people involved in this, in military contractors that work on the side. We're going to be putting together our Atlas cities. So you'll be seeing that coming, things of that nature. If you want any more about MFA, just go over here, contact, shop, business, members, forum, survival group, underground, Atlas City 1 development group. They're all here. You can go to MFA official. And then I'm going to get into some other news. Let me just kill this because there's going to be a video that comes on here. This site is very fast now. It's on a server and all tuned up. You can come in here, and I have a nice welcome video going in there. You'll be notified of that. There's some things being added to this, MFA business, things like that, strips, and go through it. You want to join, and right now, I'm letting everybody know, if you are an MFA member, you stay as an underground, you get the gold membership, which is the good one in the middle. You automatically up to, and you are grandfathered in. There is no annual fee for you at all. Going forward, we're lining them up now to go move up to Sapphire, which is going to be awesome, filled with everything, and you get a nice welcome package with a lot of new MFA gear, things of that nature. Our 2 stores are being rebuilt. The main one being rebuilt and survival store being done I'm putting a rush on it because things are going to get very bad in this planet, and people are going to need equipment and things to survive, and I want to give it to them for a good price from good vetted companies. But anyone, there's a one-time enrollment fee of $125. Any member wants to upgrade to the Sapphire now, from now until the weekend, if you go to Give to MFA, right here, you can come to this site and you can hit donate, give to MFA.com. You can go, you give $100 or more, I'll give you the Sapphire, and I'll waive the $125 enrollment. So you're really getting the stickers and patches. You're going to get a coffee mug, all of the above. You're getting a lot with it, and a lot of all. You get full access to everything that's coming and the groups, full access. You're going to see MFA Business go in this section with a divider here, and then there's Survival Group. Also, anyone wanting, we're opening up the Survival Group because that's ready to. That forum is being built, and we want to get people in the private forum temporarily in there and growing because of our radio network and survival tracker network that we're releasing. We're the only company in the United States to have this product, and it is a satellite phone case that drops on your phone, and it will track you on the tracking system everywhere you are. It's safe. If your EMP phone battery dies, it doesn't matter. If you don't have cell service, you'll always have the satellite, unless the satellite, total different than we're all dead, I'm sure. As well as when you join in, you get Beartooth radios, which we affiliated ourselves with them. The Survival Group, 2 radios, and every time we add radios, it builds a network across the country. Doesn't matter about phone battery, and also track where you're at in an emergency. Other members can come and help you. You'll get a full MFA Survival Group bug out pack, backed with everything you need. We have other items as well, but backed with the basics that you need to get out very fast. They'll all have the MFA patches and things embroidered on them, and they do. This is enrollment for Survival Group. It's for serious people who want to survive and be part of a very good group of tight-knit people across this country and subsequent thereafter around the world. But anybody, if you're a member now, there's $100 being waived off of this as well. It's $499 enrollment. Actually, there's $200 off now. So you can get in for just if you're an MFA Underground member now, which that makes you a gold, you can get into Survival Group, the one-time fee, and with $200 off of that, and then the $99. But I'll let you in total flat $499. Right in. You don't have to pay the $99, and you're saving $300. And I'm doing this just for members only to come in, to get everybody in here and starting to go in, because we're building it now, and it's going to be done and ready, and it's phenomenal. We're also the only ones going to be selling this product, and it is a credible product, not made in this country, very good European made, and we've been selected to sell it from our incredible store coming. So you get all of this, and not this survival track. You'll get information about that, and we're going to start to market that from a landing page this week, tied to the Survival Group website. To put in your orders for it now, because it's just coming out. You'll see me with a sample of it very shortly. We've been waiting for them to come out to test them and things, but they have been tested. They're wonderful, top company, and you'll never have to worry about that. And also with a radio network, works the same way. You will not have to worry about having power, anything EMP proof. You'll still be able to speak to one another and locate one another, and we'll be able to do the same if there's an emergency. So. And you get a lot for joining Survival Group with this, from 2 stickers, patches, your bug out bag. You get 2 MFA Survival Track Network pair of radio devices here as well. You get access to the private forum. You get access to my shows in there and others as well. You get 15% off everything in the store, as well as other items there, and events, as things of that nature. So I'm trying to read people's questions here. So give me a second. We upgrade to Sapphire. Do we pay annually? Yes, there's still going to be an annual fee for Sapphire. Stuff ain't free. And we're going to be bringing you lots of things that you can't get anywhere else. It's the same thing with MFA Social. We're deciding on the numbers. And I did a poll of 2 million people. 20 million people over the past X amount of months. 95% of them said that they would pay for a private, vetted, social media, non-data gathering, anywhere from $20.99 to $49.99. It's the wave of the future. It also can be ad-free, and it's only going to be businesses that are vetted and approved and are social as well. And you have MFA for kids inside of there on their sections as well. So this stuff costs money. I'm straight with people. We're building an incredible organization here. It takes money. I'm offering members this offer to get you in there, respectfully so. Anybody who's helped us get here, if you've already been a gold member, there's no annual fee. You go to Sapphire, I will knock off that an annual fee that's grandfathered in. That I can do. So I misspoke that. I'll take 50 off of that so that your fee is half, for the difference of that, so that you don't have it because we're waiving the fee and you're grandfathered in here. I will do that and change it so that your fee would only be minus the 50 and not the 99. So that's fair enough. You're getting credit for the one we gave you when you joined. That I will do for everybody looking at that. Same thing goes if you go from silver to sapphire or from silver to gold. I will do the same thing there and honor that so that there is no additional fee for you, so to speak. You're using that at your annual here to get into there. And it's just much more efficient. All of them are good groups. It just depends upon what you want. Survival group is separate from that as well. These are three different, and this is a serious group, survival group, for people who really want to be able to take care of themselves and their family in a situation, have 3 escape routes, be able to communicate with one another, help each other, either have a way to Atlas if you belong to Atlas City, if not, to wherever your other closest safe spot is, to get with your family and loved ones. We're making survival group huge. And beneficial and thus functioning, so it does something for its members, and not just say, hey, I belong to the NRA, which is fine with me. I like the NRA. I'm just saying, well, but there's much more benefits to it and things that take money. So anyway, you can do that here. And now I want to get into the rest of the world news. I didn't mean to get off track. Sometimes I forget. And the shows live to the public are going to be totally different, basically, than those to the private underground forums, just so you know. Totally different. The information in there, when I say the information would be the same, but even more, and other additional things having to do with other topics and things like that, and special exclusive stories and things, but everything else is going to be live. Is totally different than what you're seeing now. You're going to be very professional as far as layout and design, things like that, but simple and to the point, and it's going to be, if they're live, we're live streaming, or if it's uploaded as a show, you're going to see live streaming from the properties we're going to be developing. It's going to become in reality TV. Tune in every day to watch. There's a lot of great things coming for us, and more so we're helping people, and we have our political party coming. We've been raising money to form this political party, and I want to thank everybody for their donations, again, to give to MFA.com. As well, and for those buying into board positions and things like that. That we do not discuss that on here. This is for private members, but if you are interested in becoming a member of MFA and part owner, just message me, but you have to be a member first of MFA. And we're going on the 18th month, we are building one hell of an organization with one hell of a great group of people, vetting out some assholes that have been in the cracks inside of there as well. And that's it. And then you're going to see this wrapped up in branding and marketing everywhere, and us making a difference. And independence in this country are going to make a difference. It's going to change things here. I know that. You can see it growing. You can see the new trend coming, and you can see where people's minds are. They're fed up with both sides. Okay? Both sides are swamps, and they drain into each other's septic pool. Bottom line. No American should waste their time, money, or prey on it. Just remember, Donald Trump's getting the Saudis rich by getting rid of that Iran that you love so much. So when you keep putting that $4 gas in your car all summer long, you just keep thinking about that. Okay? That hidden tax and inflation, that raise you just got, or watch the price of and what's going on with farming in this country and middle America. When you see the fruit go up, milk go up, everything, just remember that. So that raise you got is gone now. Okay? It's all wiped out, and you're going to be spending more money. Okay? My poor daughter, she's in high school, graduating high school, needs her vehicle. The truck's like $70, $60 to fill it up in New Jersey right now. Okay? Something like that. So, and New York's even worse, California's even worse. So every time, I love you. No, and think about how rich Saudi Arabia's getting, and it's Donald Trump's people, and Donald Trump's, believe me, he's getting his money back, because you've already seen proof come out about his kickbacks and what they paid for play with Cohen. You think Hillary Clinton had paid for play? Get ready. As Michael Avenatti said, get ready. Get ready. And this is the signal with the pardons that Trump is going to pardon everybody. Don't worry, everything's going to be okay. I'm going to pardon you. Hang in there. What if Trump can't pardon him? Okay, what if something, God forbid, happens to Trump? You're going to take that, I'm not wishing him any harm. And I'm going to make that clear, too. I may talk about Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, whatever. I don't wish any of these political figures any harm. Okay, that's like crazy. I wouldn't. And it's not a flip-flop. We're going to give you the news from Trump's side, Hillary's side, independent side, any truth that's out there, from sports, health, to breaking news, whatever you got. But it's going to be the truth. Period. Okay? Bottom line. Not some propaganda, not just keep pushing this and that. It's ridiculous shit for people. So, for real. I want to get to playing this video quick for you. Go over it. I got to zoom it in here. This is something else I'm getting ready. We don't have to worry about doing this anymore with the new software we have. I'm very excited. Studio software, bring you the things I want to bring you crystal clear, quickly on the news, and then the special event shows. I'm looking forward to wrapping up Vegas in the next couple of weeks as well. And we're waiting for some information. That part has come out, and now we're wrapping that up. And we have a lot of exclusive stuff coming. And I'm getting my health back together, no matter what. And that's what I'm doing. And we'll take care of it. But again, it's because of all you MFAs where it is. And I'm alive today because of all your prayers and somebody watching over me. I had a very, very bad 3.5 weeks. And although some of you are wishing I kicked the bucket, I didn't. And I don't plan on it. So, and if I can beat what I just did, my heart was squished like a tin can 72 hours ago like this. You don't even want to know how much cortisone and nitro it took. The paramedics couldn't even get me out. I got myself out of it. Okay? I got myself out of it in front of everybody with the witnesses there, and the blood pressure's 204 over 169 on the bottom. We have a picture of it. Okay? Stuck, squeezing, and that's where you get the troponins, that of the heart attack and the damage to the heart. I'm not dying anytime soon, so any of you laughing and doing that, pay attention. This man's heart's pumping. God didn't bring me this far for nothing. And the message I had to bring is the truth, and I want to bring it the truth, including my own life story to help other people. And that was coming. It's my goal, and it will be there.
Some people in New Mexico had to outrun flames today as a wildfire raced through a bone-dry forest. Evacuations were ordered as the fire is close to a small town. Jamie Yucca says the video tonight.
Oh my God. We shouldn't have come through. Oh my God.
This was the harrowing scene Rick Archuleta and his son saw as they drove through the Ute Park fire. It has torched more than 16,000 acres since Thursday.
Head out.
Yeah.
Residents in the village of Cimarron, which is more than 150 miles east of Santa Fe, were ordered to evacuate as the fire is only 3 miles outside of town.
You have to evacuate. You have to figure out what is most important.
Some neighbors say they will stick it out to the last minute.
As long as it's just smoke, I'm not worried about it. But when you get to where you see fire, then it's time to do something.
Air tankers, helicopters, and ground crews are working around the clock to put out the blaze. Officials say 12 buildings have been destroyed. And
when it smells like smoke, if it smells like smoke, when it gets like fire, you need to get out of the way. Yeah, no kidding. Let's not stand there too long as it smokes and turns into fire. That's unbelievable. Yikes. Just saying. Oh boy. This shit is funny. Sorry, guys. This is late. You guys can watch it tomorrow. I wanted to get on here. It does me good. And I'm feeling much better tonight. And I'm going to continue as much live as possible to get caught up on a lot of things. And as I said, we're going to see some switches going on here for better viewer experience, better news, things of that nature, and better shows for me. Nearly 300 structures threatened. It's kind of...
And more than 290 could be threatened.
Authorities say conditions are bad to fight this fire. Humidity is low, temperatures are high, and winds are extremely gusty, fanning those flames. Right now, the fire is 0% contained, and Jeff, investigators are trying to determine tonight what caused it.
Searchers in central Virginia are still looking for 2 people swept away by floodwaters. At least 3 people were killed in Virginia and North Carolina as remnants of subtropical storm Alberto pounded the region. Rescuers in Charlottesville, Virginia, found a couple's car that was carried away. One person inside was killed and the other...
We're not even really in the beginning of hurricane season, so to speak. And you're going to see this worse. You're going to see Hawaii worse. You're going to see some big earthquakes coming, again, bigger than you've seen, and more volcanic eruptions as we move into midsummer, July, and August. Listen to what I'm telling you. It's going to get very bad, and that's why it's my point to make a difference in this country as far as educate people, and I'm going to get the word everywhere with myself, other good investigative journalists. We have a good Middle Eastern journalist now who's in Syria. You'll be seeing the faces of those people up on our news site as well as the journalists for the journalists. So stay tuned for that as well. A lot of good stuff going because this serious weather is going to continue and get worse, and people are going to need each other. I'm telling you, you're not going to see FEMA. There's not enough money. They'll show. There's not enough personnel. There's not enough of anything. Okay? Nada. And if people don't get away from the left and right and start thinking for themselves in this country and also taking care of themselves in this country, you're not going to be taken care of when the shit hits the fan. I mean, for real. People just sit there in front of the propaganda and CNN and Fox back and forth. Trump tweeted this, Trump tweeted that. He has all of you running like circles. Hillary says something, she's got you running like circles.
Is still missing. Another woman is missing in nearby Madison County. Chris Van Cleve is in Charlottesville, where the rising water washed part of the road away. Chris, good morning.
Good morning. County officials are calling what happened here a local emergency. This creek, normally just a trickle, but you can see how much damage it did during this storm. It ripped a 35-foot hole in this road and has virtually cut off part of this neighborhood.
Search teams will be back at it this morning after spending all day Thursday combing through high water and debris for the missing couple whose Prius was washed away. Lynchburg Fire Captain Alan Carwile says the rushing waters quickly swept 2 cars into the creek during the storm.
The water was high enough and moving fast enough that it took them off the road.
Now we hear it was 6 to 10 inches of rain that came down very fast. That created a flash flood and a whole lot of water. It went up over the road. You can see the debris is waist high here, and we are well above the creek bed.
You'll be getting a lot more flash flooding across this country as well, and then across Europe, which is getting even worse. You're going to be seeing, like I'm saying, just acute weather and strange weather continue to happen. We are going to have a space channel on MFA TV. With special shows just about space, the possibility of Planet X, pole shift, all these type, and we're going to be getting the colleges involved across the United States to feed in as well. Different lectures, all kinds of cool stuff on that channel. We have a lot of good stuff. But people better pay attention. Flash flooding is just going to come. So it could be over your neighborhood, it could be over anybody's neighborhood. Boom. And just 30 inches of rain, 20 inches of rain, and it's just begun. The shocking story is that people remember when I reported on the last year's Hurricane Maria that hit Puerto Rico, I said that there was no way in hell that death count was that low, and sure enough, it's come out. I was correct that it's up, in the thousands, and they didn't do it, and they're covering up. The government covered up. I said it was then that FEMA was covering it up on how many real deaths were there. And Donald Trump's like, well, you got 16 or 20 where there's thousands other places. No, there's thousands in Puerto Rico. Thousands in Puerto Rico. Non-reported deaths from that hurricane. Not a few hundred, thousands. That's how bad it was in the tidal waves that come, the tsunamis that come over that island at the time, and the weather that was happening. Thousands of people. Just remember, that's how much they have lied and propaganda to you, the bullshit.
You're talking about a torrent of water that would have come on in a flash and washed that car away.
The flooding prompted about a dozen water rescues here. The storm damaged homes, closed schools, and tore up dozens of county roads. Here, even washing away part of this street. Massive mudslides in North Carolina triggered a gas explosion, destroying this home and killing 2 in Boone.
Kind of scary.
Vicky Powers watched as the powerful floodwaters tore through.
Just an old barn. It just took it down the river. There's nothing left but a concrete slab on the bottom. It was pretty scary, actually.
People who live in the path of lava from Hawaii's Kilauea volcano have also been warned to get out. Those who remain face arrest and the possibility that no one will be there to rescue them in an emergency. Carter Evans reports from the Big Island.
With a month of nonstop red-hot lava flow, tempers are also erupting in the evacuation zone. After opening fire on a neighbor in this shocking viral video, 61-year-old Leilani Estates resident John Hubbard is in jail. He's facing 11 felony charges stemming from the shooting. They could be enhanced because it happened in an evacuation zone. The victim, Ethan Edwards, says he was just checking on his own home.
Oh, I thought I was going to die. This is a really tense time, and a lot of people are on edge, and so you just kind of got to be cautious.
Facing a new mandatory evacuation order, authorities now say Leilani Estates residents could be arrested if they didn't leave the area by noon today. The lava zone is becoming increasingly dangerous, especially near the main fissure.
When the lava comes, it consumes everything in its path, but sometimes it burns these trees down slowly. You can see where it's surrounded a trunk over there. Further to the left, that one is about to fall over.
And the dramatic images broadcast around the world are having another impact on tourism.
It was kind of a shocker for us because this is really a normal occurrence.
Ross Birch is with the big...
It was kind of a shocker for us. This is a normal occurrence that, 25 plus fissures opening and your hole is getting bigger. Do you guys not understand a new crater is forming, and very possibly a new crater is forming? And when that blows, it'll blow the whole place up. But no, we're worried about tourism. We don't think there should be. Listen, if you have any brains, stay away from Hawaii. What do you expect? Hi, it's going to be the heart of tourist season. We're here. Here we go. Look over here. You know what I'm saying? Look over here. How you doing? This is all, it all looks good. We're going to go to Hawaii on vacation, hon. Don't worry, a few miles away. If it blows, it's okay. We'll just end up from here, to fucking Scotland in 2 seconds. But it's okay. But we'll go to Hawaii. Good place to go to get laid, right? Yeah, more like blown up. Stay away from Hawaii while this volcano's active. What are you guys, nuts? Christ, worried about tourism. Unbelievable. This is the stuff people, It's okay, but fissures just keep opening, evacuations keep going on and things because they know it's going, and now it's dropped down. And when that sucker drops down, that pressure builds up, it could blow a whole nother ring. It could be 50 miles across. It could be 25 miles across. It could be 100 miles across. It could be 1,000 miles across. I'm just using a point. It doesn't matter. If that sucker entire thing decides to go and the fissures keep getting bigger and that creates another exit, pay attention. No common sense. You live on a fucking volcano, and you expect people to travel there and spend their good money? You'll be there, and the next thing you know, and then, boom, have a nice day. I'm not exaggerating. It could go at any time. They don't know if it's going to go or not. They have no idea. This is new for a lot of these scientists, okay, and geologists. That's what's occurring here, and how rapidly this is occurring, and what's going on, and even what's going on at Yellowstone at the moment. I mean, for real. People just... You got to laugh, You got to laugh. But yet they'll care whether, there's a spy in Donald Trump's campaign that set this up, and they have to use the word spy, that Donald Trump admits it's propaganda, his people all follow it, tag it all on Twitter, and think it's the greatest thing on the sun. You ever seen a greyhound chase a rabbit at a race? You understand? A mechanical rabbit? Mm-hmm. Well, that's... Mm-hmm. Keep chasing it, because that's where you're going. Mm-hmm. And you spend your whole day doing it, stressed out, do the whole thing. Thank God I do not do that. Thank God I know the difference between the left and the right, and the truth and what's not the truth, and what's propaganda and what's not. And I still plan on doing my seminar. And like I said, with our studios and things, a lot of things are going to change. I can't wait. So it's just sheeple people. And you just need common sense and need the facts. So every time something comes out in CNN or New York Times or wherever that's fake, Donald Trump just adds fake news. Don't worry. Don't worry. And as people go, yeah, you know what? You post it. They go, that's fake news. If you would have fact-checked, if you know how to fact-check, you'd find out it's true. And then when they say a source, you got all these indicted people, you got all these cooperating people, you got all these convicted people that pled guilty, and you think that there's nothing going on, it's no big deal. It's all no big deal. Everything with Donald Trump is no big deal. That's what bothers me. And in Hillary people, it's no big deal with her people, too. It's no big deal that she ripped, robbed, and raped. It doesn't matter. Bill Clinton robbed, the Haitian, the fund with the Clinton Foundation, robbed tons of people. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how many people they robbed. Those people still say they're good people. It's all good. And they're back at it again, They're out there doing money again, new stuff with a different foundation for relief funds, and they're out there doing the same crime again because they can get away with it on the Clinton side, just like Trump's getting away with it on this side because the left and the right keep fighting. They keep them distracted. They keep getting richer. They keep taking advantage of you, and that's why I'm the independent in the bill, and we're going to be a very big political party. We're forming it now. It costs thousands to do. A lot of regulations, but it's worth it. And it's owned by MFA but it's still a separate entity and the above. So, this is just like maddening. Just maddening. So we'll keep following. I tell you, follow that rabbit. You're a greyhound. You're a Democrat. You're a Republican. Why do you think Paul Ryan got out? Paul Ryan knows what's coming. And wait till you see the fallout in the GOP with the money laundering scam there. There's so much crap. And I'm going to give you a hot thing that no one has about Jared Kushner tonight as well before I get off. And it's 11:30 here. When I wrap this news up, I'm going to go live to the private group to update you stuff again so you guys understand what I was saying about membership and some other stuff. And I got to tell you all about some new board meeting stuff that's happening. But from there, you follow the truth and the facts, people. Follow the truth and the facts. Not hatred, not lying, not propaganda, not turning division. Steve Bannon, all these people, this is what they wanted. This is what they did with Cambridge Analytica. This is exactly what they did, and they toyed with your minds, and you're still allowing them to con you. The Clintons are conning you. Okay? The Clintons are conning all of you that support Hillary and Bill Clinton. The Clinton Foundation has ripped, robbed, and you name it, and pillaged. Where's the outrage at the time from the far right? Because they don't like that. They'll still go on a computer and talk. They don't go in the streets like the Democrats and liberals do. That's one thing I got to give them. I always give them that. And they also push for their voting. They go out in the streets. They support their political party to the teeth. They donate to it. They help it. They do it where, Republicans do that, but only to a extent, so they're not out there on the street doing lots of things like the Democrats do. My point being, both parties are just doing the same, and people are falling. And while they, at the top, including Trump, he's draining the swamp. No, what he's doing is what we consider, what he described as a swamp, is his enemies. Those of his New World Order group, those are their enemies. That's the swamp he wants you to believe exists on his side, against him, while the Democrats with the other side, New World Order faction, want you to believe this, but yet they're really in the same team. They're really in the same team. That's why they cooperate with like false flag events, with a chemical attack that we all know now is for sure fake. And the Democrats go, I love that Donald Trump bombed Syria. Republicans, I love that. Notice on the big issues that are New World Order issues, they're all together on. There's no differences. There's really no main differences. It's a shit at home to keep you all like a bouncing ping pong ball. Bing, 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 bing. Okay? And keep you totally distracted. Totally distracted. Why isn't there any tourism? It totally surprises. This is the guy just said in the video. Here, look. Hang on. Let me go back a little bit. All right, I'll start from there.
Their impact on tourism.
It was kind of a shocker for us because this is really a normal occurrence.
It's kind of a shocker for us. It's kind of a normal occurrence. No, it's not. Yes, Hawaii has eruptions and things like that. I mean, this is bad. This is bad, and the whole Ring of Fire itself is heating up very bad. And this is like bad. Okay, so it's kind of normal. We can figure out normal occurrence for us why we don't have any tourism. Unbelievable. And people wonder, the guy, really, dude? I hope he doesn't own that hotel. It would shock me.
Ross Birch is with the Big Island Visitors Bureau. He says the eruption impacts less than 1% of the Big Island, but still, hotel bookings are down 50%, even in Kona on the other.
All right, pay attention. 1% of the island, right? If a new crater opens up right there, a massive one, and that sucker blows right there, you'll see a tsunami so big it'll wipe out miles into California. Just so you know that. It could the way it would blow, the whole top of this would blow off right there with its lava, that whole area. Okay, an island would just be covered. There's no such thing that you don't know if the volcano is going to open into a super volcano, a smaller volcano, a larger. And the way the fissures are growing, I believe it's going to be a larger opening. So like, come on, just I don't know. I gotta shake my head. Shaking my damn head.
Other side of the island, cruise ships are also canceling port calls.
Of course,
quite honestly, if you live in the LA area or you live in any other metropolitan area, you're going to have about the same air quality as we have.
Good evening and welcome.
And you wonder why they don't want to go there. So let's forget about the thing blowing. Let's talk about the air quality. Let's bring my kids to Hawaii. Let's bring my kids, my family, or myself to Hawaii. Let's bring our kids, ourselves to Hawaii, and let's breathe in all this shit that's coming out of the ground. It's totally harmful for you. It's like having the World Trade Centers come down on you, plus then some with the shit that comes out of the chemicals, the debris, everything. So let's go to Hawaii on vacation. You're surprised that tourism is down. I don't know.
Welcome to 7 News. Perth's autumn has ended with a storm that left 25,000 homes in Perth's southeast without power as hail hammered some suburbs in the south. It was the biggest hailstorm some have seen in the area for almost 10 years. The Weather Bureau says it's just a taste of what's to come as West Australians prepare for the long weekend.
Some residents say they haven't seen anything like it in nearly a decade. Hail so intense, lawns started to resemble ice fields. Around 8 a.m, the storm started to hit. By 9, it had well and truly taken hold in the southern suburbs. Baldivis copped some of the heaviest hail. Amy Joy thought trees were crashing down outside her home.
Just sleeping, and I heard some loud noises on our roof, and I was like what's going on? So I ran outside, and it was just like hailing crazy.
Some houses in Waikiki were pushed to breaking point. The SES called here after a games room started to flood.
Came into the house and walked into the room here, and the water's just pouring through the roof.
Mandurah wasn't spared. Emergency services called there to fix fences and power lines. The wet weather caused chaos on the roads. Police are investigating if weather was a factor in this crash in Oldbury. A 20-year-old man is at Royal Perth Hospital in a stable condition. Mechanical failure was blamed for this truck jackknifing in Martin. Western Power believes a lightning strike in Byford around 10 a.m. this morning left 25,000 homes in suburbs across Perth's southeast without power. They say by 1 p.m. it had been restored. Pedestrians battled strong winds throughout the morning. The strongest gust was recorded just after 9:30 on Garden Island at 80 kilometres an hour. Rain caused floods on roads in Rockingham. Perth got its predicted 5 to 10 millimetres, but Bickley had 21.6 mils. Today's conditions come despite the Weather Bureau predicting a pretty mild winter in Perth. They say the temperatures during those winter days are expected to be slightly warmer than average.
Hurricane season officially began today, and tonight, 8 months after Hurricane Maria devastated the island, home to 3.5 million American citizens, workers are still racing to repair the fragile power grid, and thousands are still without power. And tonight there are major questions over the true death toll. ABC's Victor Akendo back in Puerto Rico tonight.
In storm-ravaged Yabucoa, not only do many feel powerless after Hurricane Maria, many still remain without power.
Do you feel like you've been forgotten?
Yeah, we forgotten. Yeah, we think they've forgotten us.
Angel Cartagena and his wife have been without electricity since Maria made landfall. More than 10,000 remain without power in the longest-running blackout in American history.
Do you feel like you're ready for this hurricane season? ¿Sienten que están listos para la temporada?
No, I don't think that we're ready because we're not ready in my mind.
We've got that worker up there trying to restore power.
Officials say it might take another 2 months before power is fully restored. Scenes like these David found walking down hallways without power after Maria, meeting people struggling to cope, are fresh in everyone's minds here as the new hurricane season begins today. Officials admit the power grid remains vulnerable and that another storm could wipe it out again. And we remembered hours after landfall, our Rob Marciano found nursing home caregiver Maria Ortiz in desperate need.
We can't let them die. We can't let them die.
We went back to find her.
We got the power back in March 16. It's like, but still, it goes on and off.
One of her patients contracted pneumonia after the storm and later died in the hospital.
Just got to be too much.
Yeah, too much. They can't handle too much.
FEMA has said deaths like his were not Maria-related. That caregiver does not agree. The official death toll stands at 64, but a new Harvard study now says at least 4,600 deaths can be linked to the hurricane with a new season here.
We have promised to go back. Victor Akendo is back in San Juan for us tonight. And Victor, so many questions about that original death toll that you just reported on. And tonight it would seem Puerto Rico's government seeming to acknowledge that more than 64 people died connected to Maria.
That's right, David. For the first time, we're seeing new official numbers that suggest a sharp spike in deaths immediately after Hurricane Maria. Those new numbers show that in the 3 months immediately after the hurricane, 1,400 more people died in that time period compared to the year before. But the government is stopping short of saying that all of those deaths were caused by the hurricane.
You know, Wolf, when I asked the government today if they had any reason to question the validity of this study, they told me no. I actually talked to one of the researchers that's working with Harvard here on the island, and here's what he said they did. They visited more than 100 barrios. They spoke to more than 10,000 people, and based on the trends that they found from those interviews and their own research, they believe that the death toll here related to Hurricane Maria should stand closer to 4,600. Let me put that in perspective for you. That is 70 times what the current government official death toll stands. Right now, the government says that the death toll for Hurricane Maria is at 64. And remember, we did our own investigation last year when we talked to funeral homes. We found at the time that the death toll could be 9 times what the government was at the time reporting. One of the cases that we have followed is the case of Natalio Rodriguez Lebron. He died, according to his family, when he didn't have the power to run the machine he needed to breathe at night. Tonight, when I spoke with his family about this study, they said it's just a shame that it took an institution outside of Puerto Rico to shed light on what they've been saying all along. And you know, a case like Rodriguez is what the Harvard study takes into account, but is not what is included in Puerto Rico's death toll. Now, the government of Puerto Rico has commissioned its own report. They have asked George Washington University to help them in understanding this. There have been delays.
So let's look at this. The government is under 100. The government is under 100 on the deaths, right? They're coming up close to 5,000. And when this happened, I said they were covering it up. Go back to the show. I was just looking through a bunch of stuff. Go back to the show. At that time, I did a couple of them. I kept saying the same thing. They're lying to you. There's thousands of people dead in Puerto Rico. Thousands of people dead in Puerto Rico. And sure enough, As it looks, it's come out to be just that. And you want to trust your government? You want to trust FEMA? You want to trust all this? They don't care. They don't care. And they know they need to get this, what's coming to this planet. And as well as this when you're getting a magnetic and full pole shift happening on this planet, as it is, depending upon the timing of it and how it's moving now, it could be extremely devastating. It's going to always be devastating no matter what, but extremely devastating, or even worse than that, catastrophic. So they will not help us. You need to help yourselves. And I'm not trying to sell you a pipe dream. I'm telling you facts. People must join together, just like in the political arena. You want to save this country? Forget the left and the right. Join together as independents in the middle. Be as free thinkers. Put true candidates in there who want to make a change, who are not tied to either side. Not tied to either side, and independents are growing by the millions. By the millions. But this story is a disgrace. They've been covering up the deaths, and nobody cares. Okay? They don't care. They do not care about us. And if you can't see it from stories just like something like this, to hide such numbers, or not even care to get the correct numbers that it takes outside people to go in and do it, do you think they care about people in Puerto Rico? Do you think they care about people in this country either? Americans care about Americans. That's my point. Americans should help Americans. Stop worrying about the government left and right, and stop worrying and thinking that Donald Trump's going to ride in on some white horse and save the country. America can't save itself. America's never going to save it. If America cannot save itself with its own citizens, it's definitely not going to save itself by the left or the right party. It's when American citizens stand up and understand that they're destroying America with chaos and division. They want the division, and the proof is there that Steve Bannon et al. With Kushner and them went after to divide and just get this country into a race war and the above, and go after specific voters that have this, that anger and things of them, or the racism in them and the hate in them, and this is what you're getting them. Okay? And our principles and values are gone. Same thing, I would say the same, I'm sure Hillary, both sides, it doesn't matter. So there's no flip-flop. Flip-flop would be, okay, I love Trump one day, and the next minute I don't like Trump. Me bringing you the truth from both sides and the news from both sides, you should want the truth from both sides. Think for yourself in the middle. Stop letting the government think for you. Think for yourselves. God, learn to think for yourselves. We've been programmed to not think for ourselves. We've been programmed to believe everything that's shown to us that comes to us. Please remember that since your birth, you're programmed to believe there's no such thing as ghosts. You're said there's no such thing as the Santa Claus. There's no such. I'm just saying. But there are really ghosts and spirits out there, and a lot of children can see them, but you're taught not to see them. We are programmed. Get born, go to kindergarten, go to grade school, go to high school, get some dates, get prepared for college, get a job, go out, go to college, work your butt off, come in, get married, have your career, save some money, give it to the thing, work like a slave that you are, making the rich richer, and the top of the thing while they sit up there and laugh down at us. And then you get some money in your retirement a little bit, and then you die. That's the program. That's the difference between being a wolf and a sheep. Okay? When you're a wolf, you understand the pattern and you break the pattern. That's why you'll find people like Bill Gates, myself, people who quit school, who don't follow the pattern, get out of the pattern, and they end up there, and very successful individuals because they don't follow the pattern. They don't follow the routine. That's the difference between being a wolf or a sheep, bottom line. So all the sheep will keep following that there's a spy that went into the thing. I'm just saying that to support one candidate while the other one will support that, the Russians did X, Y, and Z with the DNC that didn't really happen, but part of it did happen, which is true, by the way. So this is my point. And then people will believe, millions of people believe on the far right that what Rudy Giuliani's saying out there is true. He's deliberately doing all this. It's a big game. And I keep telling you, know these people, it's a big game. But this Puerto Rico thing is, drain the swamps, vote independent. Love the saying, Deborah. They're swamps. It's a cesspool. And until Americans break that bad cycle of political dysfunction, that's what this is. Political dysfunction. And until you break the cycles of being in a personal relationship, that's a bad relationship and it's dysfunctional, or a marriage, or anything. Until you break the cycle for yourselves, you're never going to break out of that political madness. And both sides are going to make money off of you either, too. They'll sell you the far right shit, the far left, and they'll keep pushing their agendas and their T-shirts and drain the swamps and lock her up. And they already had that planned in 2014. They already had it planned in 2014. And then people get angry, build that wall, do this, do that. Oh, my God. Sheeple! Do you know how much all that money for that wall could do for this country? Do you know what it could do for our infrastructure? How come they're not dumping any money into that? Why aren't they putting money in the electric grid? High-speed trains, transportation, bridges, roads, everything that we need here. Okay? Ask yourselves why they let you sit. They don't even have any bunkers for any of you all to go to if there's a nuclear war. Okay? Russia does. China does. Other countries do. And they're not part of that, big factions. But the country, America, they don't have it for you. And America's a great country. It's a great country. But people are Americans are not, have to become real Americans and not part of the parties that feed them the bullshit. This is totally unacceptable to have missing these kind of people, and that just tells you the value that they put on your life. Listen to what I'm telling you. The value. You're a nobody. You're a nobody. You're a nobody that they don't even want to know. They have to go through some statistics and hard-working people to get information to find out if you died in this massive hurricane. They don't care whether you did or didn't. And Trump even said a horrible thing about, well, you only had 16 die here while there was thousands over there. Bullshit, there was thousands there, Mr. President. And you know there were, too. You're the president. People come out and think that Donald Trump doesn't know this stuff. Donald Trump only gets his news from the news online. You're kidding, right? He's the president of the United States, access to everything top secret you could have, and you think he's getting all of his information from the news and playing along? You're all playing along with the bullshit. Shame on you. And you can only blame yourselves. And those who think freely, then there you go. I'm going to wrap this up because I'm going to go live at 11:43 here. And I have to stay on my schedule and eat. I'm going to wrap this up after this.
With that study, so it is not available. Their findings are not available yet. But today the governor did say he welcomes this study. He wants to use it, and the analysis and the timing of all this, to really put it in perspective, Wolf, is what I find almost most interesting. We are just days away from the next hurricane season here on the island. June 1st is when that begins here, and still the government of Puerto Rico still does not officially, publicly have a clear understanding of who died, when, and why.
An urgent warning for pet owners. Rabies could be spreading in Lee County, including downtown Fort Myers. NBC2's Jacqueline Beavis found out how investigators discovered the deadly virus.
Somewhere inside these boundaries, a cat carrying rabies was hit by a car and then bit a person. Tested by the Department of Health just yesterday, this is the reason. The agency is warning everyone in the county about the rabid animal.
Mickey can catch just about anything you throw. But in between tosses, he recovers with others on four legs at this Lee County dog park.
Almost every day there's a nice crowd, a nice group of owners with a nice group of dogs.
The nice group with some pretty staunch rules.
Your dog must be vaccinated to enter. Most of the people we've met so far, it hasn't been an issue.
But if we find out somebody doesn't have their shots, we kind of give them a dirty look.
Not just a rule here, but a rule for pet owners everywhere.
If you have a pet in your home, you should be vaccinated for rabies.
Dr. Leonardo Baz at the Tails of Wagon Animal Hospital considers it an easy preventative measure.
Definitely the benefits of vaccinating your dog or cat or your pet outweighs the risks.
She's like a good friend.
For Carol and Penny and many of the others, it's a no-brainer. This week's rabies discovery in Lee County, no concern, since she says they stay up to date.
She has her shots, too, and she's in a park where everybody else has their shots.
The announcement marking one more reason you should avoid stray animals as well. The person who was bit by the rabid cat is receiving treatment. Another note, if you live in this area and have concerns about stray animals, Animal Services can set up traps on your street.
Point being is just chaos going on. And stop feeding into the chaos. Please listen to what I tell you. Use your common sense. Go for the truth in the middle. Do not feed into the left and the right anymore. Okay? Do not. There's not some savior on some right horse in politics. Both sides are playing you. Us. Not playing me. And I will not have it. Both sides answer to the same masters, as one of my dear friends, Trevor, just said, and a board member here at MFA. Both sides answer to the same masters. Please understand what I'm telling you. That's exactly what happens, and that's what's going on. And if you're smart enough, and I'm not saying this in a negative, derogatory way, use your common sense and go off the facts. You can't make this Russia stuff a massive hoax with all the banking. There's a lot coming you haven't seen. And there's a lot out there that you have seen. You can also not say, I'm telling you, even Devin Nunes was part of Trump's campaign and knows about this as well. And you're going to see Trump keep throwing around pardons and the above. This is madness. So now I'm going to give you something when I end this right now. Jared Kushner. I've always been reported that Jared Kushner was going to be indicted under already a sealed indictment. Let's leave the state alone for right now. That's a given in the New York State, Eastern District of Brooklyn. Okay, possibly Southern as well. Pretty much, we'll see. However, federally, what if I told you, people keep asking why Jared Kushner got, and this is an exclusive, baby. This is an exclusive. Tell you why Jared Kushner got his security clearance in the FBI, and right before that he had very lengthy meetings, allegedly questioning with Mueller and team and his infamous, we'll say famous, he's not infamous, but the famous attorney. Okay? What if I told you, do you know what Jared Kushner's father did? He set somebody up, had sex, set somebody up to have sex with them, prostitute, video them, and then use it against them. Okay? That's part of with Kushner's dad. Well, what if I told you Jared Kushner cut a deal to not be charged with anything by the feds, to work with them and to turn on his father-in-law because he found out that his father-in-law was going to throw him under the bus. And then they gave him his FBI clearance so he could get back close to the president to make it look like Jared Kushner's not under investigation anymore. Understand? Jared Kushner has flipped. Pay attention, and it will come out in the end that he did. Group, I will be live in a few minutes to you guys real quick just to go over some things because people are asking me some questions. I'm going to get this cut down, downloaded. I got to get something to eat after that. And I will be starting to go live again every night as long as I'm feeling healthy, but I plan on doing that. We'll see. This is a tough battle for me every day, but I will beat it. And I'm here right now talking to you, and that's blessings enough for me. And some miracle stuff happened in the past this whole past month. Miracle stuff. And I've yet to be off on these things that I'm telling you pretty much by 5% or 10%, but I'm pretty much on. So it's going to get very ugly. You're going to see Trump even do more bizarre stuff. You're going to see it, I'm telling you. And get ready. I believe you're going to see a major false flag event in the United States. I mean, I would probably say by the end of this month. Okay? By the end of this month, depending upon how all this goes. So, and right now, while you're fighting both sides and all of you on Twitter, YouTube, calling me whatever, you Trump lovers and what haters and all this stuff, and the other ones with the liberals, while you're doing all that, just remember, they're robbing you blind. Think of that gas tank. Think of what you're paying. Think of those things, your jobs. You might have lots of jobs. Just pay attention. They're going to rob you blind. What better way? Create the jobs, put them to work, and then take the money from them through the hidden tax of inflation, and which goes back to foreign countries that deals have been cut to raise their coffers. Pay attention. Don't get caught in the bullshit.